So on shortwave radio, there are these radio stations that are basically just like a disembodied voice that's like 1, 14, 72, 45, and it just goes for forever. And then it'll stop after, I don't know, half an hour, 90 minutes, whatever. And it goes like bing bong. And then it'll just like start again with the same sequence of numbers. And it does that. And then it changes like a week later or something. And there's no call sign. Nobody's ever claimed responsibility for them. And people think that they're international because you can hear sometimes people have an accent, sometimes it's in Spanish, sometimes it's in Russian or British accent, whatever it is. And on shortwave, for people who don't know, because we're in the digital age, and I'm going to get this wrong probably, but the radio waves, they bounce off the ionosphere, so they can go around the Earth. They don't just go straight like AM, FM radio. And they can go really, really far. And I used to listen to these up at my cottage up north because we didn't have much radio. It was like rural area. So you had like a crappy, blurry FM one, WWJ, which is like my dad's news radio 95 or 950, whatever. And then you had shortwave. And I got this shortwave at like a garage sale. And it's creepy, right? And you could listen to like international music, but then the other stations that have the numbers on there. And so when I was older, I was like, I wonder if I can find what those were. Because back then you had no clue, but now we got the internet. I'll Google it. This is amazing. So first of all, I thought maybe it was pirate radio, but then the government really tries to find pirate radio stations. So how are they not finding and closing down these number stations if it's pirate radio? Well, okay, so it's not pirate radio, but no one knows who they are, and there's no call sign. Isn't that illegal? So the only person who could run that is the government or a foreign government, and that it's turned out that that's what they are. So big time nerds found out where they were coming from because they're super expensive to run, right? A powerful radio station that goes around the world is not something you could run, at least in the 80s, 70s, 80s, from like your backyard. Not going to happen. That was tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars to run something like that. And they were also coming from Cuba, the Soviet Union, the US, UK, Australia, and places like Warsaw, stuff like that. And it turns out that this is a cryptography pattern.